WCHS Wall Township.
And now, from the studios in Wall Township, New Jersey, this is Moron Sports Radio.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Moron Sports Radio.
Good morning.
Shut up, Noah. It's my job.
Look at me.
Yeah, shut up, Noah.
Oh, okay.
Lobes.
Lobes?
Shut up.
Oh my God. Okay, so it's all of us here back in the studio, minus Lopes, because we know he's not going to talk like he ever does. But we're going to start by talking about the NFL playoffs as we are going into a wild card weekend this weekend, guys. The first games are on the NFC and AFC side. We're going to start out with the Saints and the Lions. This one is at St. Louis, so St. Louis, I think, automatically has an edge there. They're shown to be one of the best offenses in the NFC. Maybe next to the
St. Louis?
St. Orleans. I'm sorry.
No, it's not St. Orleans. New Orleans.
New Orleans Saints. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Ronick is on new medication.
It's true, actually.
He's a recovering,
Sports.
Anyway.
You can't say that.
Anyway.
Okay, so we're going to continue talking about that game as the Saints and the Lions. I think that New Orleans has an immediate advantage here because they're one of the best offenses, if not the best offense in the NFC.
But then you can't count out the Lions with that connection that Matt Stafford has with Calvin Johnson. But if anything, if the Saints are going to do anything in that game, they need to take out Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, let's not forget Stafford has threw for over 5,000 yards this year.
Let's not forget that Drew Brees threw for over 5,000 yards.
I know,
this
so
year.
it's going to be an offensive matchup, no doubt. I mean, the defense is pretty poor on both sides. Lions is not terrible.
They don't have a bad D line.
I think if their defenses step up, it won't be as high of a scoring game as we think.
The Saints beat the Lions earlier, I think, in Week 14, but Ndamukong Suh was suspended in that game. Do you think it's going to change around that he's playing now?
You know what? What's he going to change? I mean, maybe he'll get one sack on him. Maybe cause some pressure on Drew Brees. But one man cannot change a defense.
Drew Brees is one of the best players, one of the best quarterbacks in the pocket. He can move around. He knows how to work
He's also
with
the best
his
play-action
linemen.
Yes.
Absolutely. So definitely Ndamukong Suh really doesn't have much of an effect on the game.
And you guys were saying before about how Calvin Johnson and the Lions, they have a lot of other targets, big tight ends, Scheffler and Pettigrew, and then they have other wide receivers who are very fast and talented who can try to take the place of Calvin Johnson if the Saints shut him down.
All right, I want to hear your guys' score picks. We'll start with Lopes.
I think the Saints are going to win.
Score.
24-17.
Oh, my God.
Are
I'm
you
going
nuts?
45-38.
I said 42-30 on my article on our blog.
I'm going
so.
both teams combined score over 50.
I'm going Drew Brees over 400 yards. I wouldn't mark Stafford far from that either.
Matt Stafford.
I'm going to go...
Oh, God.
Loud?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with...
You're staying like 5 feet away from the mic.
Brees is just going to dominate. And no, I was thinking the same exact score, 45-38.
All right.
Okay, the Lions
You too.
are going...
God, what is...
I'm sorry. The Lions are going to pull an upset. 47-41.
Get out of here. Okay.
It's going to happen.
All right.
All right, there's a difference between being bold and being stupid. Okay.
Hold on, guys.
I wouldn't
Who
count
would've
any team
thought
out of it.
Seattle would beat the Saints last year. Keep that in mind.
Keep it in mind. But there's reasons behind it. The
Seattle
Saints didn't play
played
well.
better.
And also,
The
Lynch
Saints
did
might
put
have
the team on his back.
determination
The
and
Saints
motivation.
played well. The
You got my
Seahawks played
reference.
better.
Marshawn Lynch did put his team on his back. So.
Don't say that.
He did.
The Seahawks are not in the playoffs this year. So it does
Guys,
not matter.
excuse me, but I'm getting a notice right now. West Virginia just scored again. West Virginia versus Clemson, 70-33. Was that it?
That was it.
Yeah,
Tim.
that was the score.
But Tim, we were talking about the NFL playoffs.
Yeah, but
Ronick, that was a good comment, though.
It was a good one. You could have done it after the fourth NFL
Okay.
game. That's all.
All right.
It was good.
That
I liked
was.
it. Second NFL game, guys.
Hey, guys, you know what this is a good time for?
No, don't.
A commercial break.
Damn it.
And you're listening to More on Sports on WCHS Radio, streaming live 24/7 from Wall Township, New Jersey. Check out the More on Sports blog at moreonsports.wordpress.com. We write articles often, so everybody check it out. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Yo, what's up? This is the Black Eyed Peas, and we're here for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving.
These holidays, don't plan to drive, just plan ahead
have enough money for a taxi, or choose a designated driver.
In love with you. Crazy is what crazy do. Crazy in love, I'm a crazy fool.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
1, 2, 3, 4.
WCHS.
You want to step into my
Communications High School.
so just iconic state of bliss.
Channel 63. Always interesting.
Welcome back to Moron Sports Radio on WCHS, streaming live 24/7 from Wall Township, New Jersey online. We welcome back the Moron Sports crew, and Jacob Vernick, who's with me in the control room, will take it away. Jacob, fact or fiction?
All right, guys, we're going to play a little game called Fact or Fiction. Our first question. The Cincinnati Bengals will beat the Houston Texans. Fact or fiction?
Fiction, okay? Fiction.
Yeah, fiction.
Come on. The Bengals had a nice run.
All right, bring me in. All right. Fact. TJ Yates, after going 3-0 in his first 3 starts, is 0-3 the last 3. Andre Johnson, is he healthy or not?
Yeah.
He's healthy.
He's healthy.
He's
He's
healthy.
fine.
And
I
Arian
still-
Foster is good too.
I still think the Bengals
Yeah, they're fine. They
are
can just
better.
run the ball.
TJ Yates is not a.
They're better.
He's only been playing for 6 weeks. He's not a
No,
franchise quarterback.
They have one of the worst
Dal-
defenses in the AFC.
Dalton has proved himself this year.
They have one of the worst defenses in the AFC. And then
Who?
the other,
Who?
the Bengals.
Cincinnati's fifth.
I mean,
fifth-
the Texans. The Texans.
No, they
Texans will
they
have one of
both
the best
have
also.
amazing
Yeah,
defenses.
I looked at the stats. One of them has a bad defense.
That's
It was the
not
Bengals.
true.
Go
They
to the
both-
stats.
I don't.
Texans have the best defense. Bengals, I think, are 5th or 6th.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, both teams have had great seasons that weren't expected from either of them. TJ Yates gets drafted this year, and now he's the starting quarterback in the playoffs. In the playoffs, you can't expect anything. Playoffs.
Don't do
You
it.
can't-
No.
You can't expect anything
But
out
rookie
of him.
quarterback
I
Andy
expect-
Dalton?
I expect so much more out of Dalton than I do out of Yates.
I
Very
expect
true.
this to be a close game,
Yeah.
but it's not going to be very high scoring.
No.
If Johnson
not
and
gonna-
Foster
it's
weren't
not gonna-
healthy, then
it's
I
not
probably
going to be
would
very
switch.
interesting. It's going to be the least anticipated of the 4 games this weekend. It's probably going to be the worst game out of the 4 games this weekend, but nonetheless, we'll get a winner, and it's going to be the Texans.
All right, so fact, fiction, Tyler.
Yeah, I'm going fiction.
All right. Next, the Giants and Falcons will combine for more than 60 points.
Fiction. I'm going first. Fiction, no
what
way.
the hell?
Fiction.
All right,
Giants
all right, change it
defensive-
to 50. Change
Giant,
it to 50.
No. Giants
50?
defensive
50.
line. Giants defensive line with Pierre-Paul, Tuck, and Umanura, plus Kiwanuka rushing. There's no way Matt Ryan, he's going to get sacked 6 times.
Noah
in a game.
did bring this up to me. The Falcons' offensive line has gotten to become very good.
There's no way. There's no way they could stop these 4
You
guys.
told me
there.
6 sacks.
Yeah, 6 sacks.
Have they
I
done
think-
it at all?
5 or 6 sacks. in
They
a game,
won't do that. They
definitely.
barely. They
Pierre-Paul-
never.
Pierre-Paul,
They
he
never.
is the best
ever.
athlete.
Ever.
Pierre-
Ever. They will never,
Okay,
ever,
right.
ever do that.
Okay,
Will they ever do it?
I see what you mean. The Giants do have a great line, and Umanora and I think Pierre-Paul are their only weapons right now. Tuck isn't really having an outstanding
Oh,
season.
yeah,
He's
I
starting
agree
to
with
heat
you.
Wasn't
up.
he like
I
limping
don't-
that last
he
game?
started to heat
Okay,
up.
all right. Can
Tyler.
I finish my point, please?
Go ahead.
All right, Matt Ryan, I believe, has 19 touchdowns and about 2 picks in his last 8 starts or something, and those are pretty unbelievable numbers. So
Is Julio
All right,
Jones
Tyler.
still hurt?
No, he's fine. Tyler, I'm going to tell you one thing. Just set aside the biased stuff that you have because you're a Giants fan, and just look at this like a normal
Human being.
like a normal NFL fan.
I'm looking at it,
Like
and
a normal
I don't
analyst.
see.
You look at it, Justin Tuck is not having a good
No,
season. No
no.
matter what you say, he will not have a good game.
I'm telling you,
Pierre-Paul
he
will
will.
have a good game. Umanura has not had a great season either. I don't think he's going to have a good game.
Umanura's been injured.
Well, yeah,
Umanura-
he's busy.
Umanura-
he's been good when he's been
But he's been
good.
decent. I mean, what
He's been out for a month. You can't expect anything.
well,
from a guy who's
exactly.
been out
Last
that
And then
long.
the
last
Giants-
game he had a sack and a
Yeah,
forced
I'm
fumble.
telling you, Ronick.
The
I'm
Giants
expecting
secondary-
a lot of sacks.
How
are gonna
bad
come.
and how bad is the Giants
A
secondary?
lot of sacks.
And then you look at on the other side of the ball, the Falcons. I mean, their defense is fine. They're
Very
they're
true.
okay, not great. Okay, it's going to be a normal football game.
I
You're
agree.
gonna- You can get a 24-20 game.
That's
Okay?
what I'm thinking. It's
favor
gonna be
of who?
close. It's gonna come down to the wire.
Who's going to win?
I told you. I said it on my blog. It's going to be the Falcons. Okay,
I can't.
It'll be the Falcons.
More on
24-20.
sports.wordpress.com.
The thing is,
Check it out.
you got to read it. I'll say it again. The reason that the Falcons are going to win this football game is because of two things. Tom Coughlin hasn't won a playoff game since Super Bowl 42.
Yeah, but neither has Mike Smith.
Number two, I'm just going by Tom Coughlin. Number two, Eli Manning, if he decides to throw the ball and take control of this game over. He's thrown for 5,000 yards this year, 4,900, but whatever. But if he just decides to give the ball to Brandon Jacobs is having the worst season of his life.
They should cut him
Terrible.
so fast.
He can't catch a ball. He can't run. He can't.
Good 3rd and 1 running back.
No,
Okay.
you look last year against Dallas.
Yeah.
Last week against Dallas, he didn't even do it.
Yeah, no, he's not. They got to cut him.
Well, you know
Bradshaw can have good games, but I don't think you can rely on Bradshaw by
Yeah.
himself. You can't do it.
They should move Jacobs to fullback once in a while.
No.
That's the worst idea I've
How
ever
is that
heard.
the worst
That's
idea
the
ever?
worst
He's a
idea.
big running back who can block for Bradshaw.
I'm shutting your mic off.
Well, how is...
That's the worst. That's the worst idea ever.
All right. Okay, guys. This is a sports show.
Explain why that's a bad idea.
Look,
No,
okay, fine.
I want to tell.
Yeah.
All right, listen. It's a bad idea because first of all, they've got a very good fullback right now, and also, what is Brandon Jacobs going to do at the fullback position? He's not a very good blocker as a running
Well,
back.
he's a big guy who can...
That's not what a fullback does. A fullback
still-
a fullback is a blocker who can occasionally run the ball, who can catch the ball. He basically does everything.
But
it'll
catch
everything.
the defense off guard because you don't know who they're going to run it to.
Okay, if he's fullback, they're not going to run the ball. That's basically them telling you. That's basically you telling the other team, "I'm not going to run the ball to you because you're a fullback." Every once in a while, they don't do fullback dives that often in the NFL.
All right, but when they do,
But they
catch
don't.
the defense off guard.
That's the same
That's
surprise.
a short
That is
yardage
the same
situation,
element
then.
of surprise that they have and with their regular fullback. So it's not going to do anything, Lopes.
All right, this is getting ridiculous. Can we move on to the next factor
Go
fiction,
ahead.
please?
Yes.
Lopes.
Factor fiction. Prince Fielder will end up in the American League.
This is a fiction. Okay, I don't think Fielder wants to go to the American League. I don't think Fielder wants to try something new. I think he wants to stay. It may sound crazy. He's going to stay in the National League Central. He'll go to the Brewers. He'll go to the Cardinals. He'll go to the Cubs. He's not going to go anywhere else. I don't think he wants to. I don't think he's used to anything else. And American League, certainly not true. Right. Definitely not true.
I'm gonna go fiction, but he's gonna end up in the National League, not with the Brewers though. I don't think he wants to play with Brian Braun, who just got tested positive for steroids or whatever enhancing supplements he took.
Okay.
But ESPN released that the Nationals are the top team to possibly get Fielder, and I could very well see him ending up there, and then that'll end.
It will be.
They'll make the NL East. Right?
It would be.
The NL East will be such a dominant.
If Fielder is a smart guy, and I know he is because even if he isn't, Scott Boras is a smart guy. So I don't think that they're going to go to the Nationals. I think it's a little bit. It's more about. It's not about the money. He can get money wherever he wants. The Nationals, I don't think it's a very suitable.
He would
place
look
for
good
him.
in that uniform, though.
That's not the point. I mean, he wouldn't be very suitable there. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he's going to go to the Nationals. I think he's going to stay in the Central. If anything, I think he might go to the Cubs. Okay.
Texas Rangers.
Oh my God,
it's bold. But I mean, but if you look at it, that would really tighten up that division race because
That's exactly what I think.
They lost C.J. Wilson.
I think Fielder wants to stay in the same division with Pujols. I think Fielder wants to prove he's better than Pujols. He's on a better team than Pujols.
You know what? I don't think.
I think the Rangers have enough money to give him.
They definitely do.
I think, and they don't have a strong first baseman. It's like Mitch Moreland or something.
I think Michael Young was playing some games there.
I mean, I could really see it going the way of the Rangers.
Okay, so here's what I'm saying. You brought up the Pujols to Fielder comparison. I honestly don't think that's a big factor in Fielder making choices because I mean he's been compared for a long time. This regular season when he was in the same division as the Cardinals, and now this offseason where he is ranked as the number 2 free agent, while Pujols is the number 1 free agent. So honestly I don't think he thinks about it that much. I think he just thinks I'm going to go out there and play the best baseball that I can play. And not think about what Albert Pujols is doing. He can't be better than Albert Pujols.
No,
I think Albert Pujols is just like one of the best hitters that I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Pujols should stick to his game. He can hit 50 home runs a year.
Yeah, I wouldn't put Fielder near Pujols.
I don't think
they're both Hall of Fame players.
They're not the same
but
player.
Pujols is definitely
yeah.
one in a million.
I agree. Lopes, do you have any opinion on this?
I think Jacob brings up a good point with the Texas Rangers. I like that, but I have a feeling he's just going to stay with the Brewers because the Brewers need him. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know.
The only problem with the Brewers is I don't know if they have the money.
Yeah, that's also.
We're going to move on. We've got one last fact or fiction topic. It comes down to Mr. Tim Tebow.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
Tim Tebow will throw for over 200 yards and rush for over 50.
Let me do it.
With a combined 2 touchdowns.
Oh my god. Who are they playing?
Steelers.
This is
Oh my God.
regardless. Steelers are going to play the best defensive game of
Take
their
out
lives.
take out the touchdowns. 200 passing yards, 50 rushing yards for Tebow.
Steelers are going to play the best game of their lives. I'm telling you, their line is unstoppable. Their linebackers are the best. They have Troy Polamalu. I know they don't have Ryan Clark
is
because of that blood disease and whatnot, but it's
Sickle
not
cell
gonna do
anemia.
much. It's not gonna
Very
do much.
dangerous. Very dangerous.
It is very dangerous. I understand
Very
why. I understand why he's not playing. Good for him. Good for him. I don't want him to get hurt. But
high altitudes,
200 yards, Jacob. Has he done that? Like he
couple.
rarely does that.
He's done it, but only like
Not too
against
much.
not
I
so
mean,
good
he's done it
teams,
before. I
think.
understand he's done it, but I mean, he's not going to do it against the
He did it
Steelers.
twice this year.
The
He won't.
Steelers
He
will
won't do it
demolish
against the
them.
Steelers. I mean, and even if he does, look at the defenses that he's done it against. Not the Steelers. Not teams even close to the same caliber.
They
as
can't even
Steelers.
beat the Chiefs.
Exactly.
They're
Okay.
lucky.
You know what? The Chiefs do not have a bad defense. They held Green
Yeah, that
Bay
was-
to 19 points.
it was a
Or
7-3
14
game.
points, I
Yeah,
think.
And I'm glad that Kyle Orton beat them too.
Good for him.
You know what?
You know? Yeah.
The Browns and Steelers both came down to a 13-9 game twice this year.
The Steelers
Proving that the Browns could have possibly beaten the
Oh,
Steelers.
okay. Here's the thing
okay,
about- the
but
thing about the
I
Steelers.
don't put Tim. I mean, obviously
Just heads up, Tebow has thrown for over 200 yards
twice
on 3 occasions
Give me the teams.
versus Chicago,
Not good.
who has a decent defense, versus Minnesota, who has
Not
one of the
good.
worst
Yes.
defenses in the secondary, and versus San Diego as recently as last week. So
That wasn't last week.
It's not a. It's
No,
definitely
yeah, 2
a
weeks
possibility.
ago.
It's a possibility, but not against anything.
Especially not against
all
the
three of those
Steelers.
teams are not even close to the same caliber as the Steelers.
I would go closer
even close.
towards 150 yards.
Yeah.
And
I'd
that's,
see-
that's reaching, okay? Maybe 6 for 16, and then they take him out and put somebody else in. I
Who's
think
their
that's
backup, Brady Quinn? I mean, no, your only chance to win is Tebow right now.
Yeah, I mean, but
He's going to try to run a
they're
lot more
they're
often.
riding on high hopes, and it's not going to work out. It won't work out. I can tell you that.
Yeah, it won't.
Steelers will win that game, and we'll see them in the AFC.
I think they're going to go to
AFC Championship?
Maybe.
Super
I don't think they're going to win. I think.
I
they'll
think
lose.
You know what I think, guys?
Oh God.
I
Oh,
think
do I care?
that, unfortunately, concludes our show for the day. For Ronick Nair, Michael Lopes, Tim Viola, Noah Gorstein, and Jacob Vernick, my name is Tyler Paley. We'll be back next Friday with a whole new edition of More on Sports. Don't forget to check us out on the web at moreonsports.wordpress.com, and we are on WCHS 24/7 streaming live. Everybody check us out. Everybody have a great weekend, and we look forward to some wild card matchups.
I'm saying